Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm gonna do a speed build of a caravan or a train wagon converted into a home on The Sims 3. Welcome to my channel. If you're new here, please subscribe and like this video. I'm sure we're gonna have a good time. So let's get started. Alright, so now we are in the lot and I'm gonna start by just removing the mailbox and the trash can. And the idea here is to do a train wagon, so it's very long and very thin, which I think is gonna make for a fun home. It's gonna be a one seam or the maximum amount 2 seams home, but I think it's gonna turn out pretty good. Well, I know it's gonna turn out good, at least for my liking, because I already did the video. So I'm just putting down the foundation, and then because when you think about a train wagon, you think about the end points. So that's like the 2 entryways of the home. And this is a custom content piece that I downloaded. I think it's called something Wagon. I can put the link in the description, but I thought that it would be cool for the top of the house. As you know, we don't really have curved anything on The Sims 3, to be honest. That's a feature of The Sims 4, but I really like custom content and I think it helps out a lot, so that's why I'm using this one, and I think it fits with the theme very well. So I'm just customizing the colors. As we all know, The Sims 3 can customize colors, which I think is pretty good. It's something that really makes me want to play The Sims 3 a lot more than The Sims 4. I know that the build mode in The Sims 4 is a lot nicer, like it's easier to build because you have so many options and you can put things in different places. But the color wheel, man, the color wheel does it for me. I cannot lie. So this is me just actually customizing the color of the stairs. And you will see during the video that I change my mind on a lot of colors a lot of times. I do not build beforehand. This is like the true build. I just go testing windows, go testing doors, and see what fits better with the image that I have in my head. So that's why you're gonna see me changing things, and that's just the way I do it. I don't like to build before and then rebuild on like recording. I think that's kind of weird. Like it doesn't work for me, to be honest. So yeah, this is just me trying to find a door that I like, honestly. So the idea here is that this wagon was rebuilt and like remodeled, but it's not like the cheapest things, but it's not also the most expensive stuff. But I think in the end this turned out to be quite expensive, and we will see why in a couple of minutes why it's so expensive. But I'll keep that as a surprise for now. So yeah, this is me testing out the railings. I think that these ones were pretty nice. I like it a lot. And it kind of works with the wagon thing. I think that when you think about a train wagon, you always remember that part in the end that is kind of open, because you can hop from one wagon to the other. So that was my imagination here. So the stairs will be the part that you would jump off, but then you got a bit of railing so people don't fall off. Yeah, so now I'm just blocking out the exits. I don't like to leave my lots open just because of the zombies in The Sims 3. I usually like to play with gardens. And if you have gardens and it's like open, like where any sim can access it, the zombies will come and eat your plants. So I don't really like that. So you will see when you see other videos from my channel that I always block off the backyard, let's say. And this is me just looking for a window that fits my idea. Again, I just try things out as I'm playing, as I'm building, and I'm trying to find one that works. So because it is a train wagon, there are windows on all of the panels on the sides and none on the ends. And that's just because you would have seats there. So we would have seats on each of the window, and then the people that were traveling could look out. And this is me getting frustrated because I can't really change the style, but I just decided that I'm gonna hide that. I don't feel like rebuilding everything, so, and my idea already was to put plants on the side, on that side and on the other side. So yeah, I'll just hide that with a bunch of hydrangeas and Did I say that right? With a bunch of flowers. Let's make it easier for ourselves. So yeah. And if you guys don't know, English is not my first language. I'm from Brazil, so I speak Portuguese, but I try to do this in English because I feel like it will reach more people. So that's why sometimes you will see me like choking up on words or something like that, but I will try my best. And now I'm deciding if I'm gonna change the siding or not. Like, I like this one that I chose, but I was just trying to find if there was something that looked like a train a little bit more. I had a reference photo pulled up. It was just a train wagon photo, but I don't know, I couldn't find anything better. And to be honest, I was just like, oh, this works, I'm just gonna go with this. It could be like a older wagon or something like that. So yeah, this is like, when I started this, I thought that it was going to be a starter home, but then when I look at the price, I think I have to check, but I think it was like 100,000 simoleons, so not really a starter, but it's mostly because of all the plants that I put outside and just like the size of the build. But I mean, it's okay, we can always use motherload, and I think that it just feels nicer when you get to place with something that you actually like the look of, even though you didn't really earn the amount, but who cares sometimes. So yeah, I'm just trying to figure out the layout of the bathroom, and this is something that I struggle a lot when I'm building. I like to place the windows before I place whatever it is on the room, and I'm not sure why, but I think it's because I like to change the look of it on the outside. So I usually just place the windows and then I just try to figure out how I'm gonna make sure everything fits and it looks nice. So yeah, this was the struggle with this bathroom. How do I fit in all that I want to without actually blocking the window? And the sink was just snapping and I couldn't figure out how to put it in another place. So I just decided to make the cabin like look like it's a built-in with the sink, and then just put a plank in there and call it a day. Like, it's not supposed to be this perfect house. It's supposed to be like with a bunch of workarounds and things like that, because it is a converted train wagon. So I feel like it fits with the theme. And it's just like the truth, because I really was struggling to place everything in there. So yeah, this is me just putting the finishing touches of the bathroom. And the idea is to, like, this is something that I always do. I always like to place down rugs and plants in the bathroom. I just think it looks nice. And of course, curtains, because you want to close it out if there's something looking from the outside, basically. But yeah, I think it turned out really cute. Like, it's a small bathroom, but it will work. They can access the toilet, the Sims can access the shower, the sink. It's fine, it's not that big of a deal. All right, so now we're gonna look into the kitchen. And again, it's the same thing, but for the kitchen, I just figured like we will sacrifice those lower panels of the window. There isn't really anything that I can do, and I didn't want to change the windows because I wanted to keep that look that this is a converted wagon, so all the windows would look like. So that's why I didn't really change it. And I'm again using the color wheel to just customize all of the counters and the stove. I really like this set. I think this is from the Pets expansion. And I like it because it's kind of old-fashioned. It looks kind of old, and I don't know, I just feel like it fits with the theme. You will see me use these counters, and I think there's a stovetop, there are a dishwasher, there is a dishwasher and a trash compactor. So when I do more like old-timey feeling houses or something like that, I usually offer that set, and I think it looks good. So this is me trying to figure out where I'm gonna fit in. Dining table is just for 2 people. I can't keep fitting a bigger one. You could always just put one on the outside later, even though I didn't choose to do that with this one. So yeah, like I mentioned, like there's not the greatest computer, but not, well, it is kind of the worst, but it's supposed to be kind of a starter home, and then you can change things up later on for things that are a little better if you want to keep playing on this lot, or if your family grows, you just move to another one. So this is the idea behind it. There's a really old-timey TV. I didn't want to block the view of the window, so that's why I didn't put anything bigger. And this is me just placing out the living room right now. And one thing that I think that turned out really cool with this living room is the way that I did like the TV stand, or just where you normally put your TV. I did something cool there, but it's not there yet because I decided to change the colors of the chairs. I kind of went with a yellow theme here. I know you can't really tell because of the lack of lighting, and I think I need to work on that just to make sure that I put on at least some kind of lighting beforehand. Lights is the last thing I do. I don't usually put it beforehand. I don't know why. I just feel like I need to see the room complete before I put lighting in, and then I just choose whatever lighting I like best for that room. So yeah, I'll try to work on that on the future. But yeah, and now this is what I was telling. I decided to do the lighting. I don't know why, but let me see here. Yeah, I always like to put like a lot of indirect lighting because it's just like our homes, right? You have like the overhang that usually is not the best light, but you also put a lot of indirect light, so I feel like that's cool. Oh, this is me just doing the ceilings. I didn't bother with the ceilings for a long time because the Sims can't really see it, and when you're playing you can't really see it. And that's the thing about my builds. I always build with gameplay in mind. I don't really like to block off objects or that kind of thing just because of the aesthetic, because I actually play The Sims 3, so I like to build things in houses that I can actually play with. So sometimes I know that some things will look better on way or the other, but that's not how I do it. I like to do it in a way that the Sims can actually use all of the objects in the house. So that's why you will see me just fidgeting around and trying to figure out how to put everything that I want to put down and make sure that it's playable. For this lot, I did not put a laundry. Like, I couldn't fit it, to be honest. There was no way I could fit it in the house. But I know in the Sims 3 you have like laundry mats that you can take your Sims to do laundry. I know it costs $1, but if you're thinking about realistic gameplay, that's an option, I guess. Like, you can just go to the laundromat and do your laundry there. And you will see that I use the color wheel a lot. I like to customize pretty much everything. There are very few furniture pieces that I don't really change out, are the texture, the wood, or the fabrics, especially the rugs. The rugs really suck in the Sims 3, like the ones that actually come with the game. I really dislike all of the patterns and things like that, so I'm always changing that up. And as usual, I like to put a lot of plants. I feel like I do put a fair amount of clutter in my builds, but I don't like to put that much in the sense that it hinders the gameplay. So as I mentioned before, I like to do it in a way that the gameplay still works, but it looks good. So yeah, I could leave the bedroom with just the bed and the dresser and maybe the side tables, but I always like to include some plants, a rug to make it feel cozy. This is me seeing if there is another bed that I like. I didn't have one. I really like that bed that is like a metal frame, but the stats of it are so bad. So I almost never use it because it's like 4 energy or something like that. Anyway, it doesn't really work for my gameplay. And this is me just doing a garden. I figured that since it is such a skinny building, we would have a lot of outdoor space, so I decided to just place a garden there. I think it would look nice, and it kind of goes with the personality of the sim that would live in a house like this, to have a garden, to cultivate its own food and that kind of thing. So that's why I did it that way. And I'm just using terrain paint right now to make it seem more natural, I guess, with the dirt actually turned up. And I put a little lake that Sim can fish, stock the lake, and a fire pit just for some outdoor options. entertaining options. So you will see that I go back and forth a lot. Sometimes I get frustrated with a part of the build, and then I just decide to go do something else, and that's what happened with the living room. So this is what I was telling. These are actually shelves, and there are shelves that have stuff on them. Then I get another shelf and put on top of that. And that is because of the windows. As I mentioned, I didn't want to block off any of the view. So this was the best way I found to make it work. And this is me looking. This part of the build mode is like my favorite and the one that I hate the most at the same time. It's my favorite because you can get a lot of different things here, a lot of different objects that make the house actually look like a house. But there are so many objects. I wish we had like a search option in the Sims 3. I know that in the fourth one you can search for stuff, and it's such a game changer. I think that would make it a lot easier to build if you could actually search for the object that you want. But anyway, we don't have that, and as I mentioned, I'm not good at The Sims 4, so I'm usually just building The Sims 3 because that's the game I like to play. So you know, what are you gonna do? So yeah, I'm using like terrain paint again to make like a path. And I'm actually going to make a little space for the fire pit. And I didn't really put chairs with the fire pit. When you light a fire pit in The Sims 3 and a sim goes to sit down, a chair just appears. But I usually do put chairs. I don't know why I didn't in this game, but I mean, it's not a big deal in terms of gameplay. And it kind of works, like you can just pull up a chair from the inside and put outside and that kind of thing. So here I'm just hiding the foundation with a lot of flowers and plants. I like to put a lot of plants on my builds. I just think it looks nice. I'm one of those crazy plant people that likes to have a house with a lot of plants. I know there aren't any in my background right now, but I really feel like it makes the home look better. So yeah, that's why I did all that. And we are coming up to the end. I hope you like this video, and here are some final shots. Thanks again for watching, and please subscribe and like this video and come back to the channel for more The Sims 3 builds. Thank you. Bye.